First of all, I have to say welcome to Taiwan and thank you for joining with me on Taipei InDesign. As we know, you are the best bartender ranked by a famous magazine in China. Could you please tell us why you chose to work for Bacardi as the brand ambassador?
I think being a bartender is fantastic, and what we've seen here too today with Legacy has been an amazing journey where we see all these bartenders come and compete, and I love it, and it's a fantastic profession to be in. At the same time, I think being an ambassador and being part of the advocacy team with Bacardi, it allows us to get deeper and explore brands, the history about specific brands, and really get to know and get close with something that, whereas a bartender, you might not have the opportunity because you'll be having to look really wide, but this way we get really deep, and also we are able to work with a lot of other bartenders, not just in the single bar, but we're able to expand and go see other bars, other areas, and watch trends. And so that's what's really exciting about the job.
And for your experience and knowledge, what's the biggest difference between Bacardi and other rum products?
It's a really good question. I think I could tell you about all the technical differences between, that Bacardi uses a certain type of charcoal filtration, that we use 2 different types of rums to blend. But at the end of the day, I think what matters most is that a couple things. One, the flavor profile, that it created this light, mixable, easy drinking rum. And then the other aspect that we see here at Bacardi Legacy today is that the family aspect. It's still a family-owned company. You still have Bacardis running it, and that are shareholders and members. And so I think that having that aspect of it, having this kind of community and the sense of big family around the brand, I think that's what really differentiates it.
And we were pretty sure you must very, very enjoy this industry. But could you please share with us about your most impressive thing since being Bacardi's brand ambassador?
I think going back to the family aspect, I was fortunate enough to go to Puerto Rico to see the distillery this year.
Oh.
And going there, it really felt like going home. It felt
Why?
like being at a second home. Everyone there is so generous. People worked there for 30, 40 years.
Okay.
There was a security guard who was 38 years at the company. They brought him out of retirement to come back because they just enjoyed his company and he was good at his job. And the whole sort of sense of welcoming and the sense of coming home was really amazing. And that for me, I think is the most recent kind of amazing experience that I've had with Bacardi.
I see.
Yeah.
Okay. And what's the main difference between Eastern and Western drinking cultures, in your opinion?
Yeah, I think it's hard to differentiate now. We live in such a global society where we've got drinking trends from both East and West going cross borders. And I think that's what's really cool. I think with Bacardi Legacy that we have going on now, where the Western cocktail culture is really strong.
Yeah.
And we've seen that kind of become globalized. But what's really cool is that we see out here is that people will take it and twist it to make it their own. Twist it to fit their country, their story, their background, their upbringing. I think that's what's really cool. At the end of the day, it's a global industry, and I think that now there's less differences, and it's just more about people sharing and people being in a community together.
I think now it's hard to say what is Western, especially the Eastern.
Exactly,
right?
exactly.
Okay.
Everyone talks to everyone. Everyone has social media. Everyone can see. Yeah, exactly.
All right, and the cocktails cultures are still growing in Asia. Do you have any opinion of suggestion to Taiwan domestic spirit industry?
I think the biggest thing with any industry that's growing, or specifically in terms of cocktails, is to just learn from everybody else. Be humble, go out there, learn the lessons from others, people who have been there before you, ask questions, get curious, and stay passionate. That's really it.
Wow, simple, but
simple.
Very significant.
Yes.
Today is the regional final of Bacardi Legacy cocktail competition. In your view, is there any positive influence to this industry?
In terms of legacy, right?
Yeah, right.
In terms of, I think absolutely. I think it's probably not a question for me. It's more of a question for the bartenders themselves to see what they've experienced.
And today is a very, very big competition.
Exactly, exactly. And I think the biggest thing that the bartenders do take away, and they should definitely take away, is their journey. The growth where they go from a bartender working in a bar. And Legacy is unique in that it allows the bartenders to go outside, to reach through their network, through friends of friends, and to really push themselves to the next level. And Legacy just provides the platform for bartenders to do that. And I think when the bartenders come out of Legacy, whether they win or they lose, they still have this amazing opportunity to continue that legacy because of this foundation they've built. And I think that's one of the biggest things that each and every one of the contestants, whether they take the trophy home today and they're going to global, or they don't, I think at the end of the day, all that work definitely will pay off for them.
There's any words do you like to encourage the participants of this year BLCC?
I think similar to what we said about the domestic industry is that we really want passionate people, right? The Bacardi itself is built on, a huge platform of passion and really reaching for more, desiring more, despite anything that stands in your way, going past that. Breaking through, staying passionate, and staying really positive about the next steps in the future.
Yeah. Is there any key of success of yourself?
Oh, I don't know if I'm successful yet.
Of course, you are very, very successful.
I don't know if I'm successful, but I think there's probably a few things in terms of staying humble and staying open-minded are probably some of the really key aspects of that. And hopefully that will bring me more success in the future. There's a long journey for me to go as well. So.
But you are this like the super idol for at least about this industry. So many people very endorse you. Okay, is this the first time you come to Taiwan?
No, I've been
here for
probably
many times?
5 or 6 times before at least.
Oh, okay. You like here?
Love it.
Is there any key issue?
No, well, everything from the hospitality is a really big thing here. The hospitality is always fantastic. The weather's nice.
Thank you. The weather's nice. Okay.
And that's always fantastic. And then from a bar perspective, for ingredients-wise, there's so many unique ingredients from Taiwan. A lot of fresh ingredients, right?
Yeah.
That are just fantastic here to use. So it's a great playground for bartenders and for anyone who loves food and drink, really.
Wow. Okay. Thank you very much, and we hope you enjoy your trip and love Taiwan.
Well, thank you for having me. I really appreciate it.
Thank you very much. Thank you for your interview. Thank you.
Thank you.